Taiwan's President Ma Ying-jeou praised Tzu Chi for its amazing efficiency. He said Tzu Chi offered residents not just new homes, but a new way of life. Listening to a song about giving up drinking, smoking and chewing betel nut, Taiwan's President Ma Ying-jeou is impressed by how Tzu Chi culture is already rubbing off on indigenous villagers. Holding a plaque with an inscription by Master Zheng Yan, the President solemnly walks into the newly constructed church and places the tablet on the lectern. Church elders say they are delighted the cooperation between the government and Tzu Chi saw the completion of their new homes in such a short space of time. The President is led by volunteers on a tour of one of the houses, which is fully furnished. In response to the calamity brought by Typhoon Morakot in early August last year, the Da'ai community is an example of what can be achieved when NGOs, the government and corporations work together. More than 600 families displaced by Typhoon Morakot last year moved into Shanlin's Da'ai community in the past 2 days. Every single house in the new village is fully furnished, complete with appliances and even food and toiletries. Kaohsiung County Government and Rotary International showed their support by buying brand new refrigerators for each family.
On the clay painting, the phrase, "the sun has risen from the west," is sometimes used to describe things that are too good to be true, and that is precisely how Mr. and Mrs. Mai feel about their new home.
Everything here is such a good surprise, a fabulous surprise.
We have everything and I'm so happy about it. I have nothing more to ask for.
Like all the other residents of the Da'ai community, Mr. and Mrs. Mai's new house is complete with household appliances and also some daily essentials.
As soon as they walk in, they will see a Tzu Chi calendar, and this book of Jingsa aphorisms is a blessing from Master Zheng Yan to wish them a spiritually fulfilling day every day.
There are plenty of housewarming gifts in the new homes, 18 items in the living room, 25 in the kitchen, and another 24 in the bedrooms and bathrooms. The refrigerators have been donated by the Kaohsiung County Government and Rotary International.
When many private organizations heard about this, they all mobilized to support the fridge drive.
Members of each club donated, and we ended up with enough money to sponsor about 600 refrigerators.
Every single one of the 67 or more housewarming presents comes with the well wishes of people all across Taiwan, and each house here is a moving manifestation of the love from near and afar. The Shanlin community officially opened yesterday, February 11th, but 240 families moved into their new homes a day early. The typhoon survivors from the townships of Taoyuan and Namasha had been living in temporary shelters for 6 months. As they excitedly settled into their new homes, Master Zheng Yan spoke to the survivors via video link. Tzu Chi's founder encouraged the residents to stay grateful and optimistic as they begin their new lives.
After receiving the keys from Tzu Chi volunteers, a displaced flood victim opened the door to his family's new home in the Sanlin Da'ai community.
Here is your furniture. It's everything you would need to use in a kitchen. We even packed in rags for you.
Tzu Chi meticulously made sure to include every last item a person would daily use. As residents continued to move in and settle down, some began tidying up, while others explored the new environment.
When we were sheltered at a school, we had to fetch our own bath water to wash my baby. Now it's more convenient with our own home. The kid is less likely to be frightened.
We have to be thankful to Tzu Chi. They gave us such a great environment and a new house to live in.
From the groundbreaking on November 15th of last year, the first phase of the project was completed in only 88 days. 240 families from Taoyuan and Namasha townships were able to move in before the Chinese New Year. Master Zheng Yan also sent along her blessings.
我们最期盼的就是人人能安下身。这安身之处呢，在哪里呀？家。就是最重要的，希望一劳永逸啊！ 再也不要受惊受怕在山上啊，可以在平地安安稳稳的世世代代的这样安心立命下来。
As if turning over a new chapter in their lives, the displaced 88 floods victims are now moving to their new homes to embrace a new future.
As the displaced victims of the 88 disaster embraced a new future, one group of volunteers is making sure every step of this moment in history is recorded for future generations. Tzu Chi's media volunteers do not do exactly the same job as professional journalists, but it's no less important. Braving the dirt and heat on the building site, the volunteers documented the progress day by day.
Tzu Chi media volunteers always have their cameras at the ready. Riding on their second-hand bicycles, they busily document the work at the Sanling Dai village. As the shutter clicks away, the media volunteers strive to catch every subtlety. Their mission is to document what is taking place to the best of their abilities.
Right now, we are preparing a time log. Earlier, we went on an interview for a special report.
The work is unrelenting. After shooting footage, volunteers must immediately log details like times, names, and other off-camera information. About 15 media volunteers show up each day. They trade shifts throughout the site, bustling from the early morning, looking for every moment of camaraderie and hope.
As we are covering the construction process, we get insight into each person's focus. It can be very moving.
Just get it done, but flip it around and we are archivists of Tzu Chi's history, and our effort is a relatively small thing.
Taking on this journey, of course, we get tired, but we still take on our responsibilities courageously, because beside it being our duty, it's also that we all want this history recorded.
This village began with only an idea and the will to make it happen. Without this group of volunteers, document the process from conceptualization to fruition, future generations might easily forget the miracle that has happened here. These are the people who record the spirit of Tzu Chi, bring us all ideas that give us hope for the future.
Typhoon Morakot dropped record rainfall on southern Taiwan in early August last year. The subsequent flooding